Mushroom hunters love them. Morel mushrooms. You can find them around West Michigan. But do you know that the mushroom you pick could be deadly if you're not careful? The State Department of Community Health has put out a warning about false morel mushrooms, and we're joined by Dr. Michael Olgren, who is Medical Director of the Emergency Department at St. Mary's Hospital. Doctor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, it's the season, isn't it? When is morel mushroom season in Michigan?
In May and in June is typically when people will go out hunting.
Okay, so if you do pick the wrong one, how quickly would someone see symptoms?
Well, generally it can be anywhere from 6 to 48 hours after eating the wrong type of mushroom that they'll develop the symptoms.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about those symptoms. What would somebody be experiencing if they did eat the wrong mushroom? And they look very similar.
They do look similar. It can sometimes mimic food poisoning too, or a stomach flu. So it'll be nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Some people get abdominal pain and bloating. Those are the symptoms that'll head on early, or start early. And then that can proceed, if not treated, to seizures and coma.
Wow. Okay, so if you start to have some of those symptoms, it's get directly to an emergency room, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the emergency room.
Well, we don't see too many of the people with mushroom poisoning, but occasionally they'll come in, and if you don't get that key history of knowing that they've had mushrooms recently, it can be sometimes difficult because so many things can cause nausea and vomiting and belly pain. So
it's important to inform then, if you do end up going to the emergency room, to say that you've possibly been poisoned.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are you seeing? Is there an increase this year overall? Tell us a little bit about what the numbers are. You see one or two maybe a year. What about overall in general in Michigan? The state
of Michigan has been seeing an increased number, and that's why the Department of Community Health has issued a bulletin advising people to be careful. They've sent it to all the physicians, particularly emergency medicine physicians, so that we can be prepared to recognize it when they come.
What about regular morel mushrooms? I mean, if you eat too many of those, I understand you can be ill from that too. Let's talk about that.
That's true. If you eat too much of them, or if you eat them raw or not cooked properly, you can develop similar symptoms, usually a little less severe, but you can still develop the nausea, vomiting, and belly pain.
So people that really enjoy hunting for these mushrooms and enjoy eating them with their family, what is your advice to those people tonight in West Michigan?
Well, be sure that you have morels, and if you're not sure, there are several references out there. The Department of Community Health has a website with information on how to recognize the false morel mushroom, and if you're not sure, don't eat it.
Right, don't go there. Okay, Dr. Michael Olgren, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.